In the world of military aviation, many aircraft come and go, designed for a specific era only to be replaced with something newer, faster, or more advanced. Very few last for generations, but the B-52 is almost immortal.
The B-52 is a long-range, high-altitude strategic bomber. It's capable of flying up to 50,000 feet at subsonic speeds, carrying both conventional and nuclear warheads in order to support U.S. national directives.
Every era of military aviation is shaped by evolving necessities, emerging tactics, and ambitious goals, realized in steel and circuitry and tested at the boundaries of possibility. For over 6 decades, America's arsenal in the sky has played a critical role in moments of crisis and deterrence. The debut of a new bomber represents more than just another addition to the nation's inventory. It marks a fundamental alteration in the balance of global power. The United States, consistently faced with adversaries developing dense air defense networks and expanding anti-access area denial A2AD zones, has officially unveiled its first new long-range bomber in over 30 years. This is more than a feat of engineering, representing a strategic recalibration and a clear signal to both competitors and partners. With the dynamics of global power shifting, contested domains growing, and peer competition rising, this introduction arrives at a pivotal moment. This story is best understood by contrasting history's legendary platforms with the promise the new era brings. The B-52 Stratofortress, which entered service in 1955, embodied persistence and endurance, serving as a symbol of American reach and deterrence for generations. The B-2 Spirit introduced stealth and changed the calculus of air defense, making invisibility a vital aspect of modern air campaigns. Today, a new aircraft moves into the spotlight: the B-21 Raider, a platform poised to influence the balance of power for years to come. More than an increment in technology or capability, the B-21's arrival signals a major shift in strategic flexibility, deterrence posture, and operational mechanics. It prompts vital questions. How does America's newest bomber redefine reach, survivability, and adaptability in an increasingly contested world? How are boundaries of long-range strike being tested and transformed? This exploration will delve into how the B-21 is designed to reshape the military's approach to deterrence and project U.S. influence well into the 21st century. Building on a legacy: American long-range bombers. America's long-range bomber legacy has crafted not only the aerial order of battle, but also the broader contours of its global security role. Throughout the Cold War, the Strategic Air Command depended on aircraft that could cross continents without requiring refueling, forming a key pillar of national power projection. The B-52 Stratofortress landed in service in 1955 and swiftly became iconic in both capability and symbolism. With an unrefueled range of 8,800 miles, the B-52 was capable of flying from the continental United States to nearly any location on Earth. Its immense payload, long endurance, and flexibility have kept it relevant for nearly 70 years, making successive upgrades possible and ensuring its continuing role as a nuclear and conventional strike platform. Even with the rise of ballistic missiles, bombers retained unique utility. Commanders valued their flexibility. Bombers could be redirected mid-mission, recalled if needed, or deployed for shows of force. They have demonstrated their versatility over the jungles of Vietnam, the deserts of the Middle East, and the frozen expanses of the polar regions. Whether carrying nuclear payloads or precision-guided conventional munitions, these aircraft shaped enemy calculations and functioned as visible reminders of American global reach. By the end of the 1980s, the advent of stealth technology changed the picture. The B-2 Spirit, introduced in the late 1980s, was the world's first operational stealth bomber, using innovative design and radar-absorbent materials to reduce its visibility to adversary radars. This leap forward in survivability allowed penetration of high-threat environments. Yet this came at considerable cost and complexity, with limited numbers produced and persistent debate regarding the optimal balance between survivability, payload, and range. As rival powers closed technological gaps, they fielded layered radar systems and advanced anti-air capabilities, challenging U.S. bombers' ability to operate with impunity. Missile systems with improved range and accuracy complicated legacy tactics of high-altitude penetration and mass standoff attacks. Throughout, American bombers adapted, modernizing systems and introducing evolutionary improvements. But the underlying requirement remained. Credible, flexible long-range strike remains essential, especially as adversaries reinforce their own capabilities. This context anchors the drive for a new solution, one that synthesizes the endurance of the B-52, the stealth of the B-2, and an operational philosophy designed for a contested 21st century environment. A new era, the B-21 Raider. The B-21 Raider leads a new generation of American bombers. Its unveiling is significant because it marks the first new, long-range U.S. bomber to be introduced in over 3 decades. A period characterized by deep investment in technology, new concepts of operation, and extensive risk mitigation. Notably, the B-21 is smaller than the B-2 and visually similar in its broad contours, but it marks an intentional shift toward efficiency and operational discipline. Unlike the heavy, imposing airframes of past platforms, the Raider leverages advanced materials, refined aerodynamics, and modern manufacturing methods to deliver power through precision, not brute size. The B-21's principal innovation lies in the integration of advanced stealth, long endurance, and mission flexibility. Its design philosophy applies hard-won lessons from decades of low observable aircraft, optimizing every external feature to minimize radar, infrared, and electromagnetic signatures. The aircraft uses radar-absorbent materials, precisely aligned external panels, and carefully engineered shapes to evade the most advanced detection systems. Range remains a central issue, as some question whether a smaller platform can meet or exceed the mighty B-52's capabilities. Here, the B-21 benefits from high bypass turbofan engines, technology typically associated with efficient commercial airliners, now adapted for persistent military operations. These engines maximize thrust while reducing fuel consumption, extending mission duration without requiring frequent refueling. The airframe itself is built using composite materials and lightweight structures, allowing for increased payload while maintaining aerodynamic efficiency. Further, the B-21's internal systems favor streamlined modular approaches, reducing the number of dedicated onboard systems and incorporating digital technologies that allow for easy reprogramming and rapid role switching. These converging attributes transform the B-21 into more than just a successor. They position it as a step change in capability. Its design objective is to press through the most formidable air defenses, hold targets around the world at risk, and preserve the U.S. ability to project force anywhere as conditions demand. Meeting modern threats, countering advanced air defenses. In the decades since the B-2's introduction, American adversaries have made significant progress in developing formidable integrated air defense systems, IADS. Russia, China, and others have fielded multi-layered networks composed of overlapping missile batteries, advanced sensors, and rapid response command architectures. These systems are designed to deter or defeat attacks from traditional high-profile bombers using multiple radar bands, infrared sensors, and digitized networks that can rapidly share targeting data. This widespread deployment of A2/AD zones has made it increasingly hazardous for non-stealth bombers to operate in contested airspace. Mission simulations frequently show that conventional approaches, high-altitude ingress or standoff launches, face diminishing returns as adversaries improve sensor fusion and missile reach. Stealth characteristics remain a critical counter, but even here, adversaries have adapted. Over time, radar advancements have increased the likelihood of detecting stealth aircraft, especially as radars cover new frequencies or use netted, overlapping signals. The US has responded by integrating electronic warfare, cyber operations, and coordinated decoy tactics, but the margin of survivability demands continual advancement. The B-21 is built with this evolving threat in mind. Beyond signature reduction, it incorporates agile mission planning, rapid in-flight retasking, and open architecture software and hardware. Its systems are designed for sustained upgrades, ensuring new countermeasures and munitions can be integrated as threats adapt. The operational approach is equally flexible. Crews are trained to exploit vulnerabilities in sensor networks, adapt to changing radar postures, and leverage real-time intelligence to refine flight paths. This ongoing interplay between defensive innovation and offensive adaptation is central to deterrence. By compelling adversaries to constantly question the location, intent, and survivability of American bombers, the B-21 increases the cost and complexity of any hostile calculus. Even in peacetime, the specter of a survivable, unpredictable strike platform alters the diplomatic and strategic landscape. Redefining endurance, the importance of range. A bomber's range is not merely a technical feature, it shapes strategic thinking about time, distance, and operational tempo. The B-52 defined the high end with an unrefueled range of 8,800 miles, enabling the United States to project power globally without forward staging. This capacity granted decision-makers time and flexibility, critical during tense moments in the Cold War and beyond. The B-21's range, while classified, is engineered to be at least on par with, and likely superior to, its predecessors. The adoption of efficient, high-bypass turbofan engines is a notable innovation, typically seen in commercial aviation but now harnessed for military persistence. These engines allow for longer missions, fewer fueling requirements, and the ability to launch from secure, remote bases, reducing vulnerabilities associated with forward staging areas. A longer range expands operational options. In the Indo-Pacific, where distances between friendly bases and potential targets are vast, the B-21's ability to launch from the continental US or secure Pacific facilities complicates adversary defenses. In Europe and other theaters, such a capability reduces dependency on exposed forward locations and provides redundancy during crisis escalation. Additionally, extended range allows for greater persistence in theater, enabling loiter, retasking, and dynamic adaptation as intelligence is updated. Such flexibility makes the B-21 less predictable, more survivable, and more valuable as a strategic asset. B-21's mission: precision, flexibility, and deterrence. While range and survivability are foundational, the B-21 is defined by its mission flexibility. Designed for both conventional and nuclear missions, its internal weapons bays accommodate a wide array of munitions, from precision-guided bombs to modern cruise missiles. This versatility supports rapid transition between roles and allows the US to respond to a spectrum of crises. Digital integration is at the heart of B-21's adaptability. Its open architecture enables the quick fielding of new sensors, munitions, and countermeasures, including those not yet developed. This design philosophy extends the platform's relevance beyond its initial fielding, allowing it to grow with emerging technologies such as hypersonic weapons or unmanned teaming. The B-21's place in the US nuclear triad is particularly significant. The flexible, survivable, and recallable attributes of a bomber, combined with stealth and range, bolster both conventional and nuclear deterrent postures. The enduring logic of strategic ambiguity is reinforced. Adversaries can never be certain of the mission, payload, or timing should a B-21 sortie be observed or inferred. Such attributes enhance the credibility of deterrence and provide policymakers with nuanced options below the threshold of all-out conflict. This strategic flexibility, not possible with fixed missile fields or less adaptable aircraft, is a defining feature of the modern nuclear era. The consequences of innovation, competition, and sustainment. Every significant advancement in bomber capability forces global competitors to reassess and invest in countermeasures, driving a continuous cycle of adaptation. The B-21's introduction imposes fresh dilemmas. Even the most sophisticated radar and missile defenses face limitations against a platform focused on minimizing every detectable signature, operated by crews trained to exploit the smallest weaknesses. Investment in defense sectors, new radars, SAMS, electronic warfare, may blunt B-21 advances only temporarily. The ambiguity over the full capabilities, range, and payload options of the radar increases the psychological weight on opponents. Deterrence is reinforced not just by capacity, but by the unpredictable nature of the threat. From a US perspective, fielding long-range, adaptable bombers ensures adversary planning remains complicated and uncertain, especially as global competition intensifies. For the international order, a credible and flexible deterrent maintains the balance and lessens incentives for aggressive posture shifts. Managing the costs, lessons from the past. Cutting-edge bomber programs often risk running afoul of cost and political pressures. The history of American aviation includes examples of ambitious projects, such as the cancelled F-22NC Raptor, whose potential was derailed by expense and shifting strategic needs. These episodes figure prominently as the Department of Defense approaches new procurement. The B-21 program incorporates lessons learned. Its size, systems, and production methods reflect a concerted effort at cost control. Modular components, 3D printed parts, and digital blueprints streamline maintenance and upgrades. The adoption of open architecture principles enables incremental improvement without massive redesigns, preserving value over extended service life. Balanced acquisition, production at scale, and interoperable architecture are all intended to avoid the pitfalls of past overreach. While costs are significant for any advanced system, planners view stasis as riskier than innovation given the pace of challenger modernization. Deterrence at the core, the nuclear backstop. While long-range bombers serve a range of operational and strategic purposes, their central role is as an element of the nuclear deterrent. The logic is enduring. The ability to hold any target at risk, from conventional infrastructure to hardened nuclear sites, is foundational to US national security strategy. Bombers uniquely offer the option to generate, recall, or redirect nuclear forces, a flexibility not possible with standalone missile fields or submarines. This underwrites every other element of military planning. With the B-21, the US extends the credibility and flexibility of its deterrent posture, ensuring adversaries must account for survivable, unpredictable strike options in any calculation of risk. Looking forward, sustaining the edge. As the B-21 Raider joins America's operational forces, it represents more than a new machine. It embodies the strategic determination to retain advantages in reach, endurance, and flexibility, while acknowledging the realities of cost and sustainable innovation. The Raider stands alongside the B-52, still serving after nearly 7 decades, and the B-2, the pioneer of stealth. It occupies a critical place, blending the lessons of the past with the imperatives of the future. In doing so, it compels adversaries to adapt and assures allies that US commitments remain credible and enduring. This is not the introduction of an invincible platform, nor is it a guarantee of absolute security. Rather, it is the latest move in a long and continuous contest, a deliberate push to maintain operational options, strategic depth, and the ability to shape world events from a distance. Conclusion? The evolving role of strategic air power. With the arrival of the B-21 Raider, the United States signals its intent to maintain strategic reach and technological advantage amid a rapidly changing threat landscape. The Raider does not erase the challenges of cost, adaptation, or evolving defenses, but it strengthens the foundations on which those challenges are addressed. Through its combination of stealth, range, endurance, and mission flexibility, the B-21 is poised to play a central role in sustaining credible deterrence, assuring allies, and adapting to the unknowns of the future. As global competition continues, and as the horizons of air power extend, the Raider stands as a testament to the enduring requirement for innovation, delivering assurance that reach, readiness, and resilience remain in the hands of those who anticipate, adapt, and invest in the future. In the end, America's newest bomber is neither a singular solution nor an artifact of unchecked ambition. It is rather a carefully crafted response to unchanging requirements and emerging threats, a bridge between history's lessons and tomorrow's risks, ready to define the next era in the measure of strategic air power.